So we're at Earl's Court to look at a pub called the Coleherne. It's since changed its name. You can see up there, when this bus gets out of my way, 1866 it was called the Coleherne Arms. It's now called the Pembroke. Now, this pub's special because it hosted 3 serial killers during the 70s, 80s and 90s. In the 70s and 80s, it had Dennis Nilsen. In the 80s, it had Michael Lupo. And in the 90s, it had Colin Island. Now, this pub used to be big among the gay community. Now, there was also a, shall we say, a murderous vibe among the gay community within those 3 decades. Now, Dennis Nilsen was definitely the worst of them during the 70s and 80s, and he racked up quite a lot of bodies. Lupo and Nilsen were both openly gay. The story goes, though, that the murderer of the 90s, Colin Island, had contracted HIV and wanted to punish gays, and therefore got it in his head that he just wanted to go out and kill gays. So whether he was using this pub because he knows that Nilsen and Lupo had succeeded from it, we don't know. But what I find fascinating is that 3, count them, 3 serial killers all wound up using the same pub. We've got pubs all over London, right? And most of them don't have serial killer stories, not that we know of anyway. This one's got 3. I find that incredibly interesting. And for me, never should we glorify serial killers, but they are interesting stories of our history. We must always remember that the victims are real, just like the stories.